Hey guys, welcome to Godly Garden and Homestead. I'm Christina. I'm a gardener, I'm an herbalist, and a future homesteader in Virginia in Zone 7B. Now, as you can see, there is snow all around me. It's snowing, it's raining, all of those things. And the only reason why I'm out here is because of my garden, because of my plant babies. So I had hoop houses over my garden. If you remember, we had put the frost covering over it once it had started to get cold, and I thought the structure was sound enough, sturdy enough, strong enough to withstand a light snow. But we didn't get a light snow. We got some heavy snow. And now it's raining outside, and the snow has completely collapsed all of my hoop houses. It has become a blanket and has crushed all of my garden beds. I've taken the hoop houses off. I've taken the frost cover off because my plants have a better chance of survival by the temperature and the coldness and the snow coming down than me trying to put the frost covering back on top of them and it being weighed down again. So I took them off, and what I'm in the process of doing now is just going over the damage. I'm just trying to do some damage control because a lot of stems were snapped. So I went ahead and pulled those plants up, and I'll show you the plants that I have pulled out so far. I mean, any plant loss to me is a bit devastating, but we compost it so it goes back into the soil eventually. But to have plants that were growing, I had some broccoli rabe growing. Um, I was hopefully going to finally get my first cabbage, red cabbage that I've been trying to grow for years, that I've never been able to actually get a full head. So that's a bit sad, but I guess we've opened up some room for new plants, because while these ones will be continuing to grow through the spring, we'll have space to put out our new seedlings, which we are going to be starting in the next couple of weeks. This is my first time doing the hoop houses in the winter. Last year, I didn't cover my plants at all, and they did pretty well. But I thought giving them some extra warmth and some extra protection would help them not only grow but protect the soil a little bit more. But bad idea. Unless you have really, really strong hoop houses. And some of these were purchased from Temu, which I should have known. And then the others were purchased from Amazon. This is our big bed right here, and we lost quite a few plants in here. Can't remember what this plant is, but the stem is leaned over right here, but it's not snapped. So we're going to keep this baby in here. I want to say it's broccoli rabe, but it's not broccoli rabe. It's Romanesco cauliflower. This is the frost covering that we had on it. These, if I can get it to focus, these are the remainders. These are the remainders of the hoops that we're in. So as you can see, I did pull some broccoli rabe and some broccoli out. We had some lettuce that died. Looks like it died on its own from like moisture, water, something. I think both of our broccoli rabes, because I think we had 2 broccoli rabe plants, both of them are done for. So I pulled those up. I know I pulled up, let's see what this is, a snowball cauliflower. And then all of our cauliflowers are just laying flat right here. I checked the stems. None of the stems are snapped. They are just laying down. So potentially they will pop back up. And then our next bed over here, this has our has more broccoli in here. It has our Asian greens, our spinach, arugula, all of those things in here. Now, I think I've only pulled out 2 plants in this bed, which was we had, if you remember, our purple, our red cabbage. I was supposed to have purple cauliflower. We had our red cabbage right here, which was a bit bigger than our Copenhagen cabbage. The Copenhagen is still doing fairly well. And then we had a broccoli that was over here. Those are the only 2 things whose stems were snapped. Over here to our next bed, this is the bed that had all of our collards in it, and it had some of our choys in it. We have our winter choys up here. We have our pak choys in there, and then we had all of our kales in there. As you can see, some of the stems are laying down, all of that stuff, but nothing actually snapped in this. The hoops are still up. The covering did come down on top of the plants, which is why all of our collards are just laying flat. But so far, everything in this bed has survived. We're just hoping that it all springs back up. And then this is the bed that had all of our green beans in it, which they all died off. Some of the chard died, but this is what we have left over. So we have plenty of space to plant some lettuces here when spring comes. Our bed back here, I'm not even gonna walk over there. Everything is good over there because everything was low. That was growing slow. That was the last stuff that we planted out. So everything over there is fine. I took the cover off of it. Most of that is lettuce and spinach anyway, so it's all good. Our garlic and our carrots, they're doing good. I just took the cover off of them just so some of the snow can melt. So, for the most part, overall, if we look overall, we have lots of greens still here. Lots of greens and lettuces that have survived. We have been harvesting lettuce nonstop since before Thanksgiving. And it's now January the 6th, I believe. So our lettuces are doing good. We've even been harvesting romaine lettuce. And anyone that has grown romaine lettuce knows that as soon as a cold front comes in, as soon as romaine gets a little cold, the leaves start to wither and they're done for. So we have been able to harvest plenty of romaine. We have new lettuces that we haven't grown before that are doing amazing. We have our Chadwick Roden lettuce. Can't remember the other one that we've had. Bronze Beauty lettuce. Here's our Bronze Beauty, and it is looking great. We have 3 heads growing in here. And then we have some Chadwick Roden growing in. The other one died over here. But then we have a bunch back here growing in as well. So, and then of course we have our radicchio that always wants to take over the bed. Our outrageous is not looking too well, but I still have hope in it. Our sorrel, our bloody dock is still hanging in there. So pretty happy about that. I do see some stems snapped on some of our red Russian. As long as it's not the main stem, then we'll be fine. And it's not. It's not the, oh, let's see, and it's not the main stem. It's just some of the side pieces in. I will definitely snap these off and we'll eat these. All right, so let's get on to the sad part. The plants that did not make it through the storm. I believe this is broccoli right here that did not make it. It's all broccoli and broccoli rabe that didn't make it, and then we have one cabbage. So yeah, this is a broccoli whose stem, if you can see, just completely snapped. And if I am correct, they're not like a tomato plant where you can just put plastic wrap or something around it and it'll grow. It'll heal itself. Once that main stem is snapped, it's done for. And this was growing. This is our broccoli rabe. And if you saw one of our little shorts that we did, this is the one that was growing. One of the shoots in here. But once I did a closer inspection, look at that. The stem was starting to, it's like root rot. So yeah. And we'll probably just chop the end off and I might compost this. I'm not really big on the broccoli rabe leaves. I still have some in the freezer from last year, so I don't think I'll save that. And we have another broccoli right here whose stem was snapped as well. Now I will save these leaves. And our other broccoli rabe, it's just something with the broccoli rabes because this stem, you see, like disintegrated as well. So there's our other broccoli rabe. And this one also, if I can get down in here, starting to form a little head. And we have our other broccoli. This was a baby. This is and then we have two more purple cabbages, but they were so small. This was our purple cabbage. And the stem on this snapped as well. And I could see the leaves in the middle starting to bunch up. So it was definitely going to try to head for me. We end up having 6 plants that didn't make it through the storm, but that's okay. We may not be able to eat it all, or we could eat it all, but we won't eat it all, but it'll be composted and go back into the garden. This is our first snow of 2025, and I don't think we had any snow in 2024 at all. So there's a little update from the garden. It's cold out here. I'm about to get these leaves off of these plants, throw the stems into the compost, and go inside and get warm. I'm just going to leave the frost cloth out here on the ground for now because they're all wet and everything, and just leave it there. I probably have plenty of frost cloth still left over if need be. I'm going to see about getting some heavier, something, I don't know. I don't think the frost cloth is the problem. The hoops was the problem. I should have did the PVC hoops from Lowe's and made my own, but I just really didn't have the time or the energy to do all of that. So I just ordered some easy ones, which was to my detriment, but it's okay. It's okay. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted in the garden. But all right, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope that you are staying warm. I hope that your garden is flourishing. And if it's not, it is okay. You have this spring, this summer coming for you to get your garden started. If you did like this video, make sure that you hit the like button. You can share this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Bye.